Uh-oh. That sounds like a gear, guys. That's not good. What's up, guys? Rich Duperbash out here with my TRAXXAS Sledge 6S again. This will be run number 3. I thought I'd give this sucker a try at the skate park. So far, I'm super impressed with this truck overall. It's taken an absolute beating. I am running the M2C 4mm 7075 chassis, 7075 sliding motor mount, and the plus 6.5mm Sherlock hexes. Definitely had several rock landings my last bash out with Victor. The chassis held up awesome as always. Again, I switched straight to running a Max 6. This was definitely a nice tight fit. Running 1646 gearing. Again, I put 20 million in the center dip, just topped it off. Running these through bolts thanks to my brother Aldo Loyal on the test team. He recommended these front and rear. Huge shout out to Kimberly with Basherqueen. Now I'm running her carbon fiber towers, both front and rear. Absolutely perfect fitment as always. This shed about 40 grams off the truck. I did find both my front and rear towers were slightly bent, more so in the back. It's hard to pick up on camera, but you'll see the tower's definitely got a forward curve. You'll see the rear tower especially has definitely got a bow going forward. This is pretty trick as well. Kimberly went ahead and put together a kit. Basically, it's a front and rear tower. This will go straight onto a Creighton 6S. Just in case anybody wants to run the Sledge clipless body system, all you'd need is the plastic part that goes on the rear tower. And shout out once again to Mitch and Looper with M2C Racing. These are hardened steel outer A-arm hinge pins in case you guys are breaking your stalkers. We've had a couple guys on the test team snap theirs already. And here's an ESC mount that they came out with. You'll see it's got the hardware. It's got a drill to get everything settled. This should fit a Max 6, a stock ESC, basically whatever you want to put on here. All in all, I will say the truck held up killer my last bash. I did find a lot of loose hardware, especially up here in my steering. I went ahead and put some longer bolts right up through the Ackerman on the steering links. As far as breakages, my last bash, I had a horrible landing. I ended up breaking one of the plastic shock caps. Was able to slap on a Creighton shock and finish my run. I also busted a rear camber link. I decided to put on Arma 6S ones. They were pretty much a perfect fit. I think this is an upgrade. It'll allow a little bit more adjustability. Only thing I had to do is I had to use 2 of the longer plastic rod ends. Gonna start out with the full-size backflips today. I did bring my smaller LPs just in case. The sledgehammers have held up. They come with the truck, but unfortunately they just balloon too much for my taste. Still running stock pistons in the front. In the rear, again, I do have M2C Racing. I'm running the 1.25mm test pistons with 100-weight. I decided to throw on a new wing and a new wing mount. My mount actually didn't break, but it was super tweaked to the left, as was my wing. Here's a quick shot of the rear tower. There's definitely tons of hardware and screws to get this baby in there. The great thing about carbon fiber is it never loses its shape. It is a little bit windy out here today. It should be in the mid-90s. We'll just see how my temps go. overall she does feel smooth out here, guys. Ooh, well, that was a hard chassis slap for sure. Still perfectly straight, guys. Yeah, it's really easy to drift off these lines here and end up missing the grass. Uh-oh, that sounds like a gear, guys. That's not good. You have to look the truck over here real quick. So far the gears have been flawless, aside from just having to change a motor mount, so I wanted to implode the stock spur. All right, guys, well, my mesh looks perfect. Hopefully I didn't blow out an input or kind of chip a ring, but it at least sounded a little grindy just a second ago. One thing I'll say about the towers, guys, is now the body fit's absolutely perfect. It must have had that forward bend because I was having a hard time squeezing the rear end of the body on towards the end of my last run. Yeah, the gears are sounding rough, guys. I think it's a rear crown gear, or maybe I lost the tooth. All right, guys, that's going to be it. I definitely chipped a tooth, I think, in my rear diff. I'm not positive. I'm gonna have to pull it apart, but I'm definitely hearing a little clicking back there, and I'm losing drive when I go on full throttle, so I can't do any hard flips. I think it happened when I was trying to pull a late triple and I landed kind of throttle heavy. Overall, I'm super impressed with the Sledge, guys. Huge shout out to Mitch and Avery with M2C Racing. Chassis looks absolutely perfect. I'll definitely get out here again for a longer run. And big thanks as always to Kimberly with Basherqueen for the carbon fiber towers. All right, guys, until next time. Wait. All right, guys, quick follow-up. I was pretty certain that was my rear diff making the noise. And you'll see the rear ring gear. I do have some chipped and pitted teeth. Effectively, what happened was it looks like my rear diff cover just imploded. You'll see this bottom left corner basically broke off. I also noticed on the inside another plastic piece that holds the longest screw from the bottom busted off. Here's the two pieces I'm talking about right here. You'll see I got a replacement diff cover on the left here, and there's the one that busted. So obviously I'm replacing my ring gear. I think my input gear survived. These bulkheads actually feel pretty sturdy, kind of a bummer. I wasn't expecting that. Just is what it is. The concrete's very harsh on these rigs. The other thing I noticed is my top brace. This is a disappointment. Unfortunately, this little T-bar for my tower to tower brace, it basically imploded on the rear. The little bolt hole basically failed in the rear. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but when you look at how they designed it, the hole is pretty close to the very edge. Just isn't a whole lot of meat on there, honestly. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get my truck fixed. Again, I'm not complaining. I just want to give a little feedback. Until next time, late.